Hello and welcome to the first edition of Hopeful Tech. So we are your hosts. I'm Florin and
I'm
Ronnie. And we've shared a passion for technology for decades now, and we just want to start this series of video podcasts in which we want to discuss what happened lately in tech and just try to share some of our passion for new technologies and getting into the future earlier, basically. So Ronnie.
Yes, so I'll start off. I'm Ronnie, and I've been interested in tech for forever now, ever since I got my first computer when I was 12, I would say. And yeah, during that journey, I ran across you, Florin, at a goth club in Bangkok.
Of all places, right?
Yeah, and then next thing I know, I'm working for you as your assistant manager.
Yeah, for a company whose name we shall not recall, yes?
Yeah, a lot of entertainment and a lot of bad times were had there. So I'd rather keep that as it is. And anyway, yeah, so I have a lot of interest in tech. I have a lot of interest in the future. I'm a futurist. And I just love talking about this like there's no tomorrow.
If you're going to live anywhere, might as well live in the future, right?
Yeah, totally. Can't agree more. So do you want to kick this off?
Yeah, you have something very interesting, quite a nice little product that you just received. So,
That is right. That is right. I just received my Amazon Dash. Here it is. I got two, actually. One is already up and running, and it is, oops, that's upside down. There we go, much better. One is already stuck in the wall in my closet. And if you don't know what this is a device by Amazon. It's still made plastic wrap here. And basically what it is it's one big giant button you see there. What happens is when you press that...
Who doesn't enjoy a good button, right?
Come again?
Who doesn't enjoy a good button?
Yes, can always enjoy a good button. And this is a button you would like pressing a lot, but you should not press a lot. But anyway, basically, if you have anything in your house, like toiletries or anything in your kitchen that you want stocked all the time, you just place it there, press this button when it's almost running out, and you'll get more of it. And basically, this device just syncs up with your Wi-Fi, and it is programmed to order whatever one item you want, and then there we go. It just does it. So the setup was pretty easy. As soon as I got this, I opened it out of the box, and the instructions were simple. Basically, you open your Amazon app on your phone and sync it up via Wi-Fi. And everything was fairly easy, but what really caught me by surprise was the way this thing actually syncs with your phone. So once you tell your phone, the Amazon app on your phone, what your Wi-Fi credentials are, what happens is it releases this. It makes these weird blue bleep sounds, and this thing actually captures it with this little mic you see at the end. And that's how it gets all the Wi-Fi authentication information, which I thought was pretty interesting.
It's interesting, this ultrasound tech. I was just reading a couple of days ago that Google is experimenting with using stuff like this for authentication. So instead of a password, you could somehow generate some beeps with like your phone, I would think, or maybe some specific device like a crypto key or something, which would bypass the need for a password and just get you into whatever you need to get to. So this seems like a great low power way to basically do authentication or any kind of information transfer. And I think with the Internet of Things nowadays, this will be more and more pervasive. So
Yeah, it is very interesting. Actually, that reminds me. I'm not sure if you're aware, but about I used to hear this back when we were still carrying our Nokia phones. One of the tricks that you could do with the phone was, let's say you had a car and you had a wireless remote. and then you lost a remote somehow. One of the tricks was you can call someone who has the same remote for the same model of car, and then they could press the remote next to their phone, and that sound will transfer to your phone. And if you keep that phone next to your car, it will actually unlock the car.
Wow, that's pretty crazy for its time. Definitely.
Yeah, so, yeah, it just reminded me, the ultrasound tech.
One other usage I saw was here in Bucharest at the subway, where basically you can enter by sort of SMS system, whereas you send an SMS to a specific number asking for, you can ask for like one trip or whatever you need, and the reply is that they call you, and you pick up, and they generate some sounds which are picked up by the apparatus at the subway. So it's being used for that as well.
Oh wow, that's interesting, huh? Never heard of that one before. Cool.
Okay. So have you tried ordering anything?
So I haven't really tried ordering anything yet because I haven't run out of anything to order. But I did, out of curiosity, I did press it and to see how the process works. So I was expecting some kind of an alert or an email saying, hey, you just pressed the button and this is on its way. I did not get any of that. It just basically added this item into my my order on Amazon, and which got me thinking, wow, this opens for a lot of potential mistakes, right? Someone could just, press it for fun.
Rush buy it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but hey, Amazon wants that, right?
Yeah, totally. But that's pretty weird. I mean, I saw that this one-click ordering on Amazon can be pretty tricky sometimes if you're not careful. But this just raises it to a whole new level. Though on the other hand, I guess the worst thing you can do is like order some more toilet paper, not going to order like $500 worth of toilet paper, right?
Yes, that's right. But still, it'll be nice to have some sort of a confirmation that this has been pressed, because sometimes you have other people living. Like I have a roommate here, and he might press the button, and without me knowing, there was something already on its way here that I did not order, right? So
yeah, you'll probably have to put a tag like my toilet paper button.
Yeah, put a big label there, right? But yeah, so it seemed, and part of the syncing process, part of the setup process is that you actually select what item you want ordered when you press the button, right? So you have an option, like, so let's say this is the Glad, this is for trash paper. The other one's for toilet paper. It was like, you want, how many rolls do you want, for example, or what type do you want? So once you have that preset set up, basically it's just going to order that item each time you press it. And then it'll be, and of course it's, I have Prime, and I actually got this free. I got 2 free for having Prime, and the order is set up with Prime shipment, which comes in 2 days. So I haven't really tried it, but I saw how it works, and of course I canceled the order. But it seems pretty simple, and I think it's gonna work great for Amazon. In fact, it got me thinking, I was thinking, hey, will someone else release this? Like, will there be a competitor? And then I realized, wait a minute, Amazon doesn't really have a lot of competition.
Yeah, I mean, they've become a universal, one-stop shop for all this stuff. I mean, we have a similar store in Romania. I mean, we can of course also order from Amazon, but there's a Romanian store that has now also started to get into like groceries and whatnot. And I noticed an interesting thing that they have here is that at the supermarket, right, you can basically order online. Let's say you want, some radishes or whatever, and you order those online. And then you just show up, and they have a locker for this. So basically, you just pick up your supermarket order without actually, queuing. It's all paid for. It's a pretty cool process. But unfortunately, only for groceries right now. I'd love to have that combined with something like the Amazon Locker, which when I was in the States last time was a really, really fun thing to use. The way that thing just pops open when you key in your code is pretty fun.
I actually haven't had a chance to try the Amazon Locker yet, even though they have a lot dispersed throughout San Francisco. I should just try it to see how that works sometime. But so basically Amazon is a monopoly in this market. So I'm sure there's space for someone to come in, but then on the other hand, Amazon is so big, who can just come in? Google has been trying with what's called Google Shopping Express, but they haven't been.
But that fizzled out, I think, right? I mean, I haven't
No,
really
I
heard
mean,
much about it.
it's still in operation. My colleagues use it, I use it, but yeah, it's just when you think of online ordering, right, and get something online, you just think Amazon. You don't think Google Shopping Express.
Yeah, and I think it also has to be, I mean, it's a question of money for whoever wants to get into the market, because Amazon has really optimized their whole process. I mean, they have those huge warehouses filled with robots that are processing all the orders. I mean, you need a lot of know-how and money to create something like that from scratch if you really want to become a competitor to Amazon, but they need a competitor. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there is competition, but in much smaller
niches, right?
Yeah, like much smaller niches and much smaller scale. Like you have some this company that will send you items in bulk, like household items, but that's all they do. They don't sell like if I want say a hard drive, they don't sell that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you have Newegg for stuff like that. I mean, I guess for everything that Amazon sells, you have like companies that sell some of that stuff. But
exactly, like categories. I mean,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, I'll keep using this. If I find anything more interesting, I will be sure to update you guys about.
Yeah, this seems actually very interesting for I don't know, one usage case that I can see is bread. Because bread is something you constantly have to get fresh. I mean, I for one very much enjoy having reasonably fresh bread, and it's like you can just think 2 days ahead that you will be eating something. So you can just sort of press this and you never run out. So
and get some, yeah. Though I'm not sure if Amazon is actually doing all the dash button products I saw have been mostly household stuff, nothing food or groceries from what I saw.
But
but
start, Yeah. Okay. Well, in any case, it really is such a nice view of the future, and you can really just sort of feel the drones that are going to come with your toilet paper. I mean, it's just.
I cannot wait to see a drone flying, and dropping me through my window here. That'll be pretty sweet.
Definitely. Okay.
All right, well, that's all I have to cover. Do you have anything more for us, Florent?
Yeah, I saw some interesting things this week. Microsoft finally released Office for Android phones in like real app shape. Up until now, there was just one app that's sort of universal for opening Office documents, and it worked pretty badly. I mean, it was just at the same level that you have from Office Mobile and mobile phones in the past. It was pretty crap if you had a complex document. But now, ever since they had the iPad versions of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, I constantly waited for something like this to show up on the phone, because those are very good. I mean, what I saw on the tablets worked really well. And now, so they have these programs for Android phones in a very preview style way. But by the way, it's such a strange manner in which you get them. You have to sign up to a Google Plus community that you want to be a beta tester for Microsoft product. I mean, it's just so many levels of wrong right there.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem I have at Microsoft. They're just incoherent in so many ways, and that's just one of the examples.
Yeah, I mean, now their strategy seems to be just that they want to be everywhere with everything. Right?
Yeah, and like they have released the entire Office suite for the iOS too, which by the way works great. I tried.
Yeah, this seems to be the same thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can see, they still haven't really found a good solution for fitting the interface, because at least on Android, you basically just scroll down constantly to get various bits of the taskbar. But the fidelity when you read a document is amazing. I mean, it looked just like on my computer, which was very impressive. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah. That has been an issue on a lot of phones, right? Having it look just like the desktop version. But I actually saw Word and Excel on my friend's iPad, and on the iPad it looked just like the desktop version, like the UI and everything.
Yeah, it's very impressive. They don't have the entire functionality, but they have most of the functionality that people use, and I mean really use, not just the mobile crap.
Yes, that's right. And now speaking of other Microsoft products on the iOS, have you heard of this thing called what's it called? Office Lens.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but haven't used it. Have you tried it out?
Oh yeah, I have tried it, and it's just amazing. Actually, it's actually kind of incredible what it does. So basically, when you start up Office Lens let's see. It shows you the camera mode, and basically what you do is you take a picture of a document, for example, right? Or let's say something you see a list of, let's say you walk into a restaurant and you see a menu on the wall and you want to take a picture of that. What it does is it actually extrapolates that document, and then it straightens it, and it just kind of like an OCR, but not only OCR, even the images and the background, everything. It just straightens it, and then it reformats it so that it looks like you actually have a document, like a PDF version of that on your phone. Yeah, and it works great. I've tried it at so many places, and you can take the photos of anything in a weird angle, and it just formats it perfectly, and it looks like it's a document on your phone or on your computer.
That's very interesting, because at work I use the old stalwart Abby Fine Reader, which is very good for text recognition. But definitely, if you give them a document which is bent at the edges, or there are some issues physically with it, then it just goes to crap when it comes to images. So this is very interesting. I'm not sure that they have it on Android. I'll have to check that out. But this would be quite cool to use.
And once you have the document processed, you can actually export it into PDF and into Microsoft Office formats, which is pretty handy. And I've tried it in a lot of weird angles, and it just does a great job of recognizing everything. And of course, after you take the photo, you can actually do OCR and get text out of it too. So it has that too.
Sweet. And it's free, right?
It's free, yeah, and it's a great product. I don't often always say that on Microsoft, but this is one of the neatest products I've seen from them in a while.
Mm-hmm. Because speaking of free, the Office programs for both iPad and phones, I haven't really delved into this so much, but apparently they have a limitation. Whereas you can use most of the editing functionality if you don't have an Office 365 subscription, but they have saved some things for the subscriber. So basically, if you want some more advanced editing tools, especially in Excel, I think they have that. You need to spring for the subscription. And it's pretty interesting, actually, because they bring some added value, for people that pay for the
is it the Office 365 subscription?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I have it nowadays, and it's pretty cool, because if you can find, like for myself, I found 4 other people that want to use it, and you can use it on, for family and friends for up to 5 people. And it's, if you think about it, $100 for 5 people is very reasonable. I mean, for home use.
Yeah, no, that's a great deal. Though I think I'm not sure people buy into the whole subscription model for software yet. I think that's still a tough sell.
Yeah, it takes some convincing. I mean, I just basically have it in my family because they're easier to convince. But
and you're the one doing the buying, right? So they don't do anything. But for a lot of people, I would say, hey, when they get software, they just get software, right? They don't subscribe to software. So
yeah, it'll take a change in thinking, but it does come with a lot of perks. And some of these perks, they like the OneDrive space, for example. You get at least 1 terabyte of OneDrive space for the whole time you have the subscription. And they've actually increased it now to unlimited OneDrive, but it hasn't quite propagated to everybody that has the subscription. But if you think about it, you do subscribe for space these days in the cloud. So I think they managed to marry the whole thing so that okay, you don't pay for software, but you pay for some clearly cloud benefits.
Yeah, I think people can can better understand that than just paying for our software. Hey, Ryan, see you later. See ya. Sorry, that's my roommate. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I haven't really I'm still using Office 12 because my company would only has licenses for that. Office 2012? Yeah, 2012.
No, I think it's 2010 and then 2013, unless you're on Mac.
Okay, 2010 is the version then, one of the older ones.
Yes, same here. I also use 2010. But
I don't really have to use 365 all that much.
I noticed that one of the benefits that they have in the newer version of Office, like 2013, which is in 365, and actually nowadays I have 2016 and 365 because I have it in preview beta. Anyway, one of the cool things is that they sort of have an app platform for these programs. It's gone beyond what the add-ons offered before. For example, I saw that they have some Microsoft published plugins that integrate quite nicely into some very useful work things. Like in my case, right? I work for a bank, and we have one of the things that we track is how we, like in case we need to sell people's collateral if they've defaulted on their loans, they have various lists and databases of these, various properties or cars or whatever. And one cool thing that you have in the new version of Office in 2013 at least, is that you can quickly generate maps, for example, in Bing Maps based on the data that you have in Excel. And this is free.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so for example, I can just have a list of, like, let's say, 10 cities in which we have various things. And if I have, for example, each city, let's say in this one I have 20 properties, in this one 10, and this one 5, it will give me like bigger or smaller dots on the map for those cities, and it's very representative.
I mean, like a data visualization tool.
Yeah, it's a visualization tool which works really well. I mean, much beyond what was available before. From what I saw, such add-ons existed for Office before, but they were pretty much always paid. I mean, you could not get this for free, but now they've offered this for free since the name of Microsoft.
Right. Okay. That's I actually really like the philosophy they're going with now, where they're releasing a lot of stuff for free, because and you just cannot compete nowadays when you have companies like Apple and Google just also releasing stuff for free, right? So that's a good strategy for them.
Speaking of Google releasing things for free, just this week we officially converted our entire 5,000 person organization here in Romania to Google Apps. And
nice.
Yeah, going from Lotus Notes.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Wow,
so that's even nicer,
But are you sure it's free? Because I think for large corporations, it's actually I'll take that back. Google Apps is not free unless you are an educational.
Yeah, or NGO. No, it's not free. But I was just thinking about the various benefits that they offer for Google for Work.
Right, yes.
Yeah, there are some we're starting to use a lot of online editing these days, Google Sheets and Docs and whatnot. And I have to say, it's free, but it's so much less functionality than even online Office. Never mind real Office. I mean, it's just if you want to do anything even remotely complicated in it, it's very difficult. And I don't like the fact that it really goes against anything that you do in Excel or Word. I mean, for example, right? If you have a filter in Excel, it won't really take it properly in online. In the Google version, right? You have to take out the filter, put it again, and then it'll work. Yeah,
I really don't think Google was going for complex usage, right? For their online Office.
Yeah,
just a lot of just basic use.
And I think if they want businesses to use this, they have to make it much better, or at least much more compatible. I mean, I don't necessarily want it to do anything extra, but if I have a filter put in with another program like Microsoft Excel, I would expect that to be shown with reasonable fidelity in Google Sheets, which right now is not the case. Because from what I saw, there was a news item just recently about the level of Chromebook penetration, and basically they're saying that they're selling them, besides mom and pop consumers, they're basically selling them to schools, to the educational system, and you can only go so far with schools. I mean, if you want to penetrate the business environment, you just have to offer more. I mean, it's just too simple.
I agree, and I feel almost like they haven't been paying too much attention to their Office suites, and they have much more focus on the email portion of things, and and actually, what else? I'm not even sure. Like the calendar is pretty good, right? Yeah,
that too. And obviously Google Drive. I mean, the sharing capabilities there are very decent.
Oh yes. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And I agree. They need to step up their game if they want to be in the same in the same class as Microsoft.
Yeah, and that's another thing with Google Drive, right? If you want to use all the capabilities properly, all the sharing capabilities, you really have to have a document in their format, because if you have it in Excel, let's say, 99% of people will just download the link that you give them in Google Drive, edit it, and then upload it again to Google Drive, which is a very messed up way to do things. But you need to do it, because it's just not going to work properly if you just open it in Google Sheets. I mean, I've been through this, and it sucks,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've had to go through that, and yeah, it's certainly very unintuitive. Yeah. Anyway, how are we doing on time? I
think this is pretty much the time that we have for today. So, I hope if anybody will watch this on YouTube, that they will enjoy it, and hopefully we'll make it into a more or less a weekly event in which we can present the state of technology in certain aspects that at least interest us at the moment, and
yeah, hope you had a lot of fun. Yeah. All right. Well, have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.